back to receive the kickoff. So Daloiso, who missed a couple of games kicking off, and Jason Tucker on the line drive kickoff with a head of steam brings it out past the 35-yard line. A return of 34 yards, and the Cowboys will go to work. Troy Aikman, who did not play in weeks 3 and 4, suffered a concussion earlier in the year, and will have Flozell Adams, Larry Allen, Mark Stepnoski, Solomon Page, and Eric Williams. That's the strength of the team, the offensive line. Emmitt Smith and Robert Thomas in the backfield, Rocket Ismail and James McKnight the wide receivers, and David LaFleur the tight end. And Wayne McGarity also available today. A healthier team on both sides of the ball. From the 36-yard line and going deep on the first play, and Jason Sehorn with the interception intended for Rocket Ismail.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys came right out, wanted to make a statement. Said we're going to be here all day deep, and so they take Rocket, their speed man, and they try to run by Jason Sehorn, but I want you to watch the difference in the play. And you have to go back to JB in our pregame. And this is an example of what Troy Aikman himself said, that his arm strength is not quite what it was. And so that ball hung just a tad, and Sehorn took advantage of it.
And Sehorn's second interception in as many weeks, picked one off in the end zone against Atlanta last week. So the Giants with the ball at 1st and 10 at the 23. Ron Dayne starting at running back, and he'll get nothing there, maybe a half a yard, and that win, the middle linebacker on the stop. So Kerry Collins, whose completion percentage has dropped, now with more interceptions than touchdown passes up front. Lomas Brown, Glenn Parker, Dusty Ziegler, Ron Stone, and Luke Pettigrew. Barber and Camella. When Barber's in there, Toomer and Hilliard, the wide receivers who have been struggling, and Howard Cross, the fine blocking tight end. Camella is in motion, 2nd and 9. Looking for the screen pass, and it is incomplete as the pressure came up. Camella was the intended receiver. If Dave Campo has a major concern, it is the defensive unit near the bottom of the league. Greg Ellis, Chad Hennings, Leon Lett back in action as a starter, and Alonzo Spellman up front. Darren Hambrick and Coakley, the outside backers. That win returns after missing 3 games. And Ryan McNeil and Felipe Sparks, the former Giant, at the corners. Darren Woodson and George Teague are the safeties. 3rd and 9 coming up. Giants only 1 for 12 last week on 3rd down conversions. Out of the shotgun, Collins has time, and he completes it to Amani Toomer, and a 1st down. So the Giants already equal their 3rd down conversions, a gain of 14.
Well, Dick, you said it best, and if Collins is going to be able to make these completions, he has to have time, and he does. Nice job on that left side between Parker and Lomas Brown, picking up the stunt, and then Ryan McNeil saw it. He just jumped inside. Toomer is able to come down with it, and a nice 1st down.
From the 37-yard line, Dayne is the lone setback. And they go to Ron Dayne again, running room off the left side, and a nice play by Dexter Coakley, a very swift linebacker, limiting Dayne to a gain of only 2.
You look at this New York Giant offensive line. They have some experience on the left side, but they're not as physically strong on the left side. The right side is the more physical side. But this group has got to come together, and they've got to be able to be a lot more consistent, particularly in the running game, because their play action game is set up off that side.
Pete Mitchell splitting wide to the left. Tiki Barber is the running back. 2nd down and 8. Going to the air again is Collins, and he's got Barber out of the backfield. And Tiki Barber runs out of bounds near midfield, but not before he picks up another Giant 1st down.
And that's good football. There's a lot of things going on early, and I want to show you one of them. The first thing they do is they're going to take Pete Mitchell and they split him out down here. And because the corner stays on him, that tells them that they're staying in a zone. So they run everybody down the field, and they stretch the zone, and then they take Tiki Barber and run him back underneath using his speed against the linebackers, which incidentally is a very fast group.
Second leading receiver going in is Tiki Barber. 1st down at the 49-yard line. Play action for Collins, and he is going deep for Dixon, the rookie. And a great diving catch by Ron Dixon inside the 5-yard line.
Well, they're going to have a discussion now because Dixon came up off the catch and did not have control. It's conceivable that they waved that off. Keep in mind this new rule. The rule says that when you go to the ground, you have to demonstrate control all the way through, including the other side. Tremendous effort, nice reach, keep the ball in. There's the key. See, it touches the ground. Now he has to demonstrate on the backside that he has control, and he doesn't.
And he rolled over, and he did not, according to the officials, so wipe out that 47-yard gain. And now the Giants are going to want to challenge it now.
Well, he gave it back. Oh, he did. He must have buzzed him. Keep in mind, you have a buzzer that will buzz the official, and if they don't feel the buzz, then they throw that red flag.
Referee is Ron Winter.
The key is, see, they will give control. Remember in the playoff game last year, Dick? And it was the Tampa Bay Bucks against the Rams.
New York has challenged the ruling on the field that the pass is incomplete.
Okay, and so what happened was the ball came out. The receiver had control of the ball. It hit the ground, but he still had control even when he came back. And so what they're saying this year, and I know you've heard it, but I'll reiterate it. Once the catch is made, if the ball hits the ground, which it does there, he has to maintain control all the way through, including on the backside. Now, on the backside of this catch, Dixon did not have control. And so because it touches the ground there, he has to demonstrate control to the backside, and it wasn't. And they're going to call this incomplete.
That angle we just saw is the definitive angle there. And you remember, you have to have indisputable visual evidence to reverse the call by the officials, which was an incomplete pass. And it looks as if that'll go against the Giants. And so not a bad gamble for Jim Fossil early in the game to even risk that, I would think.
And you want to know something else bigger than that, Dick? I like the fact that Jim Fossil tells his offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, go ahead and take the shot. Because this Giant offense had been playing basically in a box. We've watched it now for the last 3 weeks. And they have not consistently, particularly early, pushed the ball down the field. And I like this.
Well, the longest pass completion they've had was 40 yards coming into this game, and this would have exceeded it if it would be a completion. But it doesn't appear to be that way as Ron Winter checks the replay.
As you look at that play, you see the great effort by Dixon. You also saw pretty good coverage on the other side by Darren Woodson. As I look across this league, and Darren Woodson, to me, I don't know, maybe it's me, but I look at safeties and I watch the tape and I go on, and Darren Woodson still, to me, is one of the top 2 or 3 safeties in this league. I mean, he's just a fine player.
Here's Ron Winter, who will give us the verdict.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The pass is incomplete.
Good call.
The player did not maintain control of the pass throughout the process of completing the catch. New York Giants are charged with a timeout.
So the Giants, with their first timeout, will bring up a 2nd and 10, but you got a glimpse of Ron Dixon's terrific speed, a rookie from Lamberth University in Tennessee. And Jim Fossil's trying to win one still. In the last 2 years, he is 0 for 6 in challenges.
He's an 0 for. You know what? I think the one thing to be said, and I know maybe we talked about it a little earlier, Dick, but the one thing is I like this whole challenge process, and I think the coaches and the system are getting better at it.
2nd down and 10. Hilliard is in motion from the 49. Play action, Ron Dayne, and Collins taking off and slides about 5 yards shy of the first down. Dat Nguyen in on the play. Nguyen with a knee injury, missing the last 3 games.
Dallas Cowboy defense has struggled a little bit. And I think one of the reasons is because defensively, their defensive line, they're kind of shuffling back and forth. And then the secondary as well, they lose Dion, they have a couple things, but the strength is their speed. They're a fast team. If you get to their second level, you can run effectively on them.
3rd down and 5. That's Barber. And a quarterback draw. Not sure if it's by design. Whatever it is, it doesn't go. And Collins is stopped short of the first down by Brandon Noble, the former NFL Europe tackle, who played well in place of Leon Lett last week. So it'll be 4th down and the Giants will have to punt.
Well, that's just about defense, about discipline rather, and that's what defense really is. And Noble did a good job of knowing where he had to be and stayed inside.
So here's Wayne McGarity coming back from an injury, and Brad Maynard will be kicking. So the Giants do not take advantage of that interception by Sehorn on Aikman's long pass attempt. And a good kick. Fair catch called for by McGarity at the 12-yard line. So it's inside the 20, works to the Giants' advantage. No score when we return to Giant Stadium. Dallas Cowboys are going to the attack for the second time in a scoreless game. Will start from the 17-yard line. Cowboys winning 2 weeks ago over Carolina, 16-13 in overtime. In fact, both their wins have come on the road. The pitch to Emmitt Smith, touching the ball for the first time, and he gets 3 yards on the play. Right now, let's check in with the third member of our team, Pam Oliver. Pam.
All right, thanks a lot, Dick. Cornerback Jason Sehorn came down hard on his shoulder after he picked off that Troy Aikman pass. He injured his clavicle. He's in the locker room now. Doctors are performing x-rays. We don't know the results of those, but when we find out, we'll let you know. Back to you.
Thanks, Pam. Right on that right shoulder. Clavicle is your collarbone.
And Emmanuel McDaniel has replaced him at cornerback.
So let's see how fast it takes Troy Aikman to find him.
2nd and 7. He's been there before.
Yes, he has.
And Aikman's going to run the ball first to Smith, and a gain of 2. Right now, for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles. You're going to start spotting teams' points.
Oh, they just did, and they took him away right away.
They do it all the time. 3rd down and 5, and Troy Aikman on the slant, and the pass is caught by Jason Tucker, and it will be sufficient for a first down. A gain of 8. Emmanuel McDaniel making the tackle for the Giants. So the Giants, who have been injury-free mostly this year, Sehorn, of course, a question mark as you look at John Fox, the defensive coordinator, and Cornelius Griffin, the rookie, who picked up his first NFL sack last week, inactive today. He suffered a concussion, was cleared to play, but in driving to the game felt woozy, thus he is inactive. First down at the 30, and a fake reverse, and the give to Emmitt Smith, and maybe 2 on the play.
You know, Dick, there's a lot of ways to call defenses, and one of them is to call a lot of blitzes and zone blitzes and all. There's more scheme in defensive football now than I can ever remember. And so one of the things that John Fox will go to, knowing that this offensive line of the Cowboys can be a strength, is they'll drop down to what they call it's the old bear front. It's like they have a separate name for it, but it's the old 46, which they did in this past defense. They'll just shift to it quick, and it messes up the blocking scheme up front.
2nd down and 8 from the 32. Chris Warren now splits to the left. And the pass caught to Warren. So they split Warren, the fullback, and Warren makes the reception, his 9th of the year, with Sam Garnes making the tackle, but another first down for Dallas.
That's an area to exploit with offenses in this league, and I think, you know, it's been going around for a long time. But when you have a running back who's an effective runner but can split out and also be a receiver to become basically a 3rd wide, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense, because what he does is he forces either a linebacker or a safety, and this last play was a safety, to become more of a pass defender, and the advantage goes to the offense.
Here is Warren on the carry, and he gets to the 46-yard line. Warren, like Smith, are running backs. Robert Thomas, the true fullback in this alignment, and it'll be 3rd down coming up for the Cowboys in a scoreless first quarter with nearly 7 minutes remaining.
I think Emmitt Smith, if you listen to James Brown's little piece in our pregame show, I thought they were pretty telling. Particularly Troy Aikman, but Emmitt was talking about the guys they don't have anymore, and that together they have to come together and pick their pace up, and he's right.
2nd down and 6. Aikman looking for a receiver, and he finds one. A flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. The pass is caught by Chris Warren, and if it goes against the Giants, will be a first down for the Cowboys inside the Giant 40-yard line. Cedric Jones putting the pressure on the quarterback, but a penalty here could wipe it out. It would be a 19-yard gain if it doesn't, and the flag apparently is against the Giants.
It looks like it came from the back, which usually means on the tight end.
Holding. 26 defense. Penalties declined. Play results in a first down.
McDaniel went in for the injured Seahorn.
You're going to watch him down inside, and Manuel McDaniel is just going to, yeah, he grabbed a little bit of shirt. But personally, I don't like that. I think you have to let him play a little bit. Nice job of the offensive line of the Cowboys. Michael Strahan came on a stunt, looping back to the inside. Stepnoski was right there, and then Aikman showing a little bit of that. Not a great scrambler, like he said, but enough to get the job done.
So the 19-yard gain gives the Cowboys a first down at the 38 of the Giants. Aikman stepping up, and he's going deep. Incomplete. Intended for James McKnight. McKnight trying to beat Dave Thomas.
That's where I expected them to go a little bit more often, because Dave Thomas is a big guy, a little more physical. He's not real fluid, particularly in his breaks. And when you break a cornerback down, you like to look at his hips and how fluid a guy is through his hips. And you can see 6'3" and 220 pounds. If you can get him in his hips to stay one way and go the other way, you've got a chance.
Thomas was a practice player for the Cowboys before he went to Jacksonville. Giants look like they're looking to blitz. Chris Warren on the handoff, and Warren stopped by Ryan Phillips with a shoe top tackle at the 34-yard line, picking up 4 yards, bringing up third down and about 6 yards.
As long as I can remember, the New York Giants have been two things. You know, running team #1, but they've always played tough physical defense, always.
And they showed it last week in the victory over Atlanta, the hardest hitting defensive effort.
They did hit, but you know, I couldn't tell if that was bad offense or good defense. The Falcons just, I had to hold my nose when I watched it.
10th play of the drive. Third down and 6. Short drop for Aikman, and the pass is incomplete. They were going at Emmanuel McDaniel to Wayne McGarity. They're not going at him deep, but they're going at him nonetheless, and the pass is knocked down.
This is a matter of just body position. Emmanuel McDaniel expecting to get him too high. If he did a good job, he got his hands out. It was a little physical, but McGarity has to jump to the inside. Of course, the incompletion will be this 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
4th down and 6. Cowboys 5 of 7 on 4th down conversions this year. From the 34, and the pass caught, incomplete, and the Giants take over on downs. And even if McGarity had caught it, he would not have made the change.
That's a good job by Emmanuel McDaniel. Very good job, because he hugged his coverage very nicely. Aikman knew the receiver had the position. He just stayed right on him and played through it. Well done.
Quarter as the Giants take over on downs, and had the Cowboys tried a field goal, it would have been from 50 or 51 yards out. Tiki Barber, the running back, tries to get away and cannot, as he is down by Greg Ellis. Right now, let's check in with James Brown with the game break.
I saw that Falcon team last week, and had Chandler stayed in there, it was a different game. They're better with him at quarterback.
2nd down and 10. Here is Ron Dayne going outside and trying to drive forward, and he picks up about 4 yards before Chad Hennings makes the tackle. Of course, earlier in the year we covered the 49ers Rams, which was 17-17 before the Rams put them away. But you don't have to hold your nose if you're watching the Falcons and Rams today.
No, and I think when you looked at what Pam Oliver's piece was about that Ram defense, I think there are a couple things that have to be said. And Howie Long said in the pregame show, Kevin Carter is the guy who's got to pick his game way up, because you said it time. That means no pressure.
3rd down and 6 with 3 wide receivers. Collins up the middle, and Joe Juravicius with the reception, hit immediately by George Teague, but the Giants get a first down at the 48-yard line.
Well, remember at the start of the game, we said whichever offensive line was going to take control, they would have the upper hand. Right now, the offensive line of the New York Giants, they're giving they're giving their quarterback, Kerry Collins, time to throw, and that's what they have to be able to do.
Only 7 sacks by the Cowboy defense, second worst in the league to Arizona. From the 48-yard line, and Collins is going to run again. He's not fleet of foot, but he goes out of bounds in Cowboy territory after getting the first down and a 15-yard pickup.
He's also not that fast, Dick. But I think the reason he had to pull that down is I want you to take a look. Where is he going to throw the football? At this point now he's looking. This guy got turned over, safety to over the top. You have here and here. There's nowhere to go unless he tries to hit it outside. Instead, he pulls it down. He sees the opening, takes advantage of it.
Ron Dayne, who has carried 3 times for 7 yards, gets the call again and unable to get started as George Teague penetrates, and we'll have a loss of 2.5 yards on that one.
Dick, that's a good scheme play right there by the defense. They just showed the blitz to the left side and they just came with it. And as I go through this league, the one thing that I've really noticed is we have more scheme, more X and O's on defense than I can ever remember. And I think that's for a reason. I think the biggest reason is with the salary cap, you try to protect your offensive guys and you lose defensive guys. So you have to replace with new players and you protect them with scheme.
Like college football,
basically.
2nd and 12, 1 punt, and the pass up the middle, and that's caught by Amani Toomer at the 35-yard line. So with a lot of pressure in his face, a gain of 4.
Well, where it's coming is off that right offensive side. Luke Pettigrew working on Spellman. It was supposed to be a quick. It didn't happen. Spellman just stayed with it, kept on coming. Alonzo Spellman, when you look at him physically, he's a big man. I mean, he's a big man. He suits up big too. But he's a better tackle than end, but he's helped them at end because he's more disciplined than what they've had.
And he has made a great comeback to just be playing the game after his problems. 3rd down, and riding Collins is Leon Lett, and that is a takedown if there ever was one.
I'm surprised there wasn't a flag, Nick, because that thing was done. You can see here comes Jason Sehorn.
A loss of 6 yards, and Sehorn coming back after x-rays on the clavicle, as Pam Oliver reported on that interception on the first offensive play by the Cowboys. Troy Aikman tried to go deep. Sehorn with the interception and coming back. So not good news for the Giants as he walks back, and we'll see what his condition is. Wayne McGarity back deep. Brad Maynard will punt. Bobbled and deflected. It was partially blocked. There's a flag down, and the ball will drop and inside the 30-yard line. So Izell Reese got in and deflected it after the bobbled snap by Brad Maynard.
Usually what happens when there's a bobbled snap, the people moving down, they have a clock in their head. And so when there's a bobble, you just take off after the customary time because you don't know it's bobbled, and that means there's a guy downfield too fast.
Ineligible man downfield on the kicking team, number 66. Penalties declined.
So the Cowboys declined the penalty, and why not? Because Maynard couldn't handle it. A 14-yard punt. Now this ball.
At Jason Sehorn's x-ray down there in the field, and they're pointing the clavicles right inside, in tight. See, based on my own experience, that would be a sternoclavicular deal. They're looking where it comes together inside, and I know because I have a big lump that I'm feeling right now because I did the same thing.
First down at the 28-yard line. Emmitt Smith coming off a terrific game with 132 yards gained in 24 carries 2 weeks ago against Carolina. The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 cruising the skies of the Big Apple to provide aerial coverage of today's Cowboys-Giants game. Typically cruises at a speed of 35 miles an hour, an altitude of 1,200, and it's a big day of sports in the New York metropolitan area. Over in Queens in New York City, the Mets and Cardinals will square off in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series tonight right here on Fox. 2nd and 8, and this pass intended for McKnight, too low, and will bring up 3rd and long.
That one's on McKnight. I mean, he saw Sean Williams sitting inside, and that pattern got pulled up a little bit. You got to run through to make that catch. The ball was thrown down nice and low. He wasn't going to get hit. Just make the catch, fall, and you're fine.
Aikman has attempted 2 long passes. The first one of the game, which was intercepted by Sehorn, who got hurt, and then the long one to McKnight, which also was incomplete. Everything else has been underneath. 3rd down and 8. And there is Aikman. And this pass not on the mark, but a flag gets thrown. Chris Warren covered by Jesse Armstead, who is arguing with the officials on the call. And it will go against the Giants.
Pass interference. Number 98, defense.
Looked like pretty good coverage to me.
First down.
Watch, they're locked up in man coverage. Here's Warren outside. Jesse's going to stay. That's really well done. Just stay back to the inside. I don't know. To me, that's training tape. You take that, and that's what you show your young guys. You say, this is how you do it.
Jesse Armstead, who was recruited to the University of Miami by Dave Campo when he was an assistant coach, and recruited Armstead out of Carter High School in Dallas. So a 5-yard penalty, but it is a first down for the Cowboys on the 35. Sehorn all wrapped up on the sideline. 2 tight ends for the Cowboys. The pitch to Emmitt Smith off the left side. Dave Thomas undercut him, and a gain of about 4 yards on the play, and time will run out here in the first quarter. And that is the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Cowboys nothing and the Giants nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
Just watching Michael Strahan, knowing coming into this game that it's going to be a physical game for 2 reasons. First of all, he knows Larry Allen can pull out on him, so he calls him the silent killer. And then he's been having an ongoing feud with Eric Williams now for the last 10 years or so.
Start of the second quarter. Dick Stockton, Matt Millen, and Pam Oliver. The Cowboys with a 2nd and 5 at their 40-yard line. And Aikman going up on top. Flag is down, and James McKnight may have been held by Reggie Stevens. So the Giants, as Armstead has to be separated from Robert Thomas momentarily. No love lost between these longtime rivals in the NFC East.
Pass interference. 28, defense.
Watch Stevens.
Lies at the spot of the foul. First down.
Working on the outside. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Think you have 5 yards to get your jam. He was looking back inside. He saw the pump. He came up. Then he got his hands on him. And that's okay. And then he came off of it. I didn't hold him or anything.
Well, it's obvious as you look at the time of possession. Pretty close game, as it is, of course, on the scoreboard. 11-yard penalty. First down at the Giant 49 for the Cowboys. Troy Aikman trying to take advantage of the problems the Giants are having at the corners as he flips it out to Robert Smith, who gets about 8 yards. Let's check in with Pam Oliver. Pam?
All right, Dick, the news on Jason Sehorn is this. He has a sternoclavicular sprain, as Matt mentioned, and as you can tell, he's probably done for today. He is done for today. He's in a lot of pain. The Giants will do x-rays to determine his future playing status. Back to you.
Well, Matt may be a doctor after all, but for the Giants, a tough loss. One of the best corners in the NFL, and so Emmanuel McDaniel has to man that position. 2nd down and 2. Again, the Cowboys operating with 2 tight ends. Emmitt Smith looking for first down yardage. Very close. Early here in this 3rd quarter.
That was pretty physical up front. Michael Strahan knew that going in. Working on big Eric Williams to the outside. Here comes Larry Allen back inside. They're going to they know where Michael Strahan's going to be, because everybody talks about Michael Strahan in sacks, but he's a pretty complete guy. I mean, he plays pretty good run defense over there on that left side.
And the Giants may need that run defense. 3rd down and 1 at the 40-yard line. No score, and the first back through, Robert Thomas, with more than enough yards for the first down. 4-yard pickup for Thomas. Cowboys, who have given up a load of points in several games this year. 41 against Philadelphia, 32 against Arizona, 41 against San Francisco. So far, a 0-0 game.
And one of the things with the inconsistency of the offensive line, I think when Eric Williams held out, I think that hurt him. Solomon Page was playing tackle, and now they have him in at that right guard. So just watching him, sometimes he takes his pass sets like a tackle and not a guard.
And movement all over the place, and the Chris Warren tackled by Sam Garnes on the quick play, but flags all over, and we may have a false start. That's a preliminary signal against the Cowboys.
It's a pretty heads-up play, though, by Aikman.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving prior to the snap. Did not reset. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And Dave Campo shaking his head, longtime assistant. He came in with Troy Aikman, has been in the organization for 18 years, and he's seen it all with coaches and players passing through that scene.
Well, and they feel that that's an asset for this Dallas Cowboy team, because nothing's going to catch him by surprise. He knows the ebbs and flows. He knows how things work. And he also knows his players pretty well, so there's not a real learning curve to have to go through.
First and 15 after the penalty, back to the 41 of the Giants. Aikman getting protection, and this pass is caught by Jason Tucker, and the Cowboys get a first down inside the 25-yard line. Thomas on the coverage, but not before. The Cowboys get 18 out of it.
Well done by Jason Tucker, working on the outside. Now again, watch the hips. His hips are turned to the inside. Once you get his hips turned one way, you work back against him. And Aikman has the timing down perfectly on this. Ball's delivered where it has to be. And it's a first down. He's also well protected.
Tucker had 2 catches coming into this game, has 2 already for 26 yards. From the 23, Emmitt Smith diving forward and getting about 5 on the play as the Cowboys threaten. Well, in the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader, most of you will see Philadelphia and Arizona, and the viewers in New York will see the 49ers and the Packers. And a look at Jeff Garcia, who has been red hot, and Brett Favre, who's been around for a long time and hot for years.
And getting better right now is Brett Favre, but Garcia's the one. He's been well protected, and he still rushes himself a little bit, but boy, his receivers and Charlie Garner are playing extremely well.
On 2nd and 5, Chris Warren with a pickup of 2 yards. Michael Strahan on the stop.
Remember a couple weeks ago he had him against Tennessee, and he was working on the tight end. He got blocked. That's not going to happen again. He was embarrassed by that. Jackie Harris, look at that. He plays it perfect. Really well done. He held the outside, but he was in control. And once the back declared, and that was the key, you have to make the back declare. You get rid of him, come off and make the tackle. That's a really good job.
10th play of the drive, and a 3rd down coming up for the Cowboys. They need 4 yards in a scoreless game. And Aikman going to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Sean Williams brings it back, and that's going to break the string of 17 straight scores in the red zone for the Dallas Cowboys, who turn it over for the 2nd time, and Sean Williams with the interception, his 2nd of the season. So Troy Aikman trying to go for 6. Williams had other ideas. We'll be back. The Giants, after the interception by Williams, start from the 9-yard line. Ron Dayne is the running back, and he'll get the call. Ron Dayne breaks a tackle. And Ron Dayne, not easy to bring down, goes out of bounds after a 32-yard gain. Starting from the 9, Darren Woodson finally slowed him down, if he did at all.
Really nicely done to the outside. Great job right there, Ron Stone. And then Ike Hilliard right here. See that? Because he stays on him, he gives him about another 15 yards. But the most impressive part of this is right there, he loses a shoe. And the guy from the sideline ran faster than Dayne to get it and bring it back. It's amazing. The equipment guy probably ran like a 4.3.
His longest game, and this is rookie year. First down, play action for Collins, and he can't find anyone and throws the ball away. So good coverage by the Cowboys on the Giant receivers, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That was pretty well blocked up there. You know, I look at the Giant offensive line. I think the guy who does the best job, as I see it, is Ron Stone. I think Ron Stone's been playing pretty well. Did a good job on that last one, just pulling out there. He stays nice and square. He sees things pretty well. It's the best I've seen him play.
See what one good run will do for your average yards per carry. So on 2nd down, Tiki Barber with a good gain, bringing it to the 47-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Giants. Dayne, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
You know, to play guard in this league, the one thing you have to do is you have to stay square. You have to be balanced. This is well done right here. But he's nice and balanced, and he's staying. And the watch the line of scrimmage. It's moving this way, so he wins that battle. He's working on Brandon Noble, and he just powers him backwards. Have a nice game.
3rd and 3, and there is Barber at the top of your picture. But on the rollout to the right, the pass knocked down, incomplete. Good defensive play by an old friend for the Giants, Felipe Sparks, who knocks it down. It was intended for Amani Toomer to bring up 4th down. That'll be interesting battles today with him.
Well, the one thing we talked about earlier, familiarity. Felipe Sparks knows him as well as anybody. And he does a good job of sitting. You see how he got his depth thick so that he could read back inside and then make the break accordingly.
Felipe Sparks, who retired after 8 years with the Giants, signing with the Cowboys. They call him Deuce to wear number 22. Now wears number 20 as Brad Maynard on 4th down kicks Wayne McGarity with the fair catch, and the Giants trying to keep it in play. Ron Dixon can't get there, so the Cowboys with a flag down. So let's wait to see what Ron Winter reports, and it looks like a holding penalty against Dallas.
That'll be if it was before the kick or after the kick. Dixon, remember a couple weeks.
Holding 59 of the receiving team. While the kick was in the air, that penalty is administered from the dead ball spot to the 20-yard line. It's a 10-yard foul. 1st down.
So Dayne holding on the play. So that'll put the Cowboys in a hole. Ron Dixon was in that position a few weeks ago against Tennessee.
What do I want?
Between the Cowboys and the Giants in a pivotal game. Every game important, but for the Giants, who already have lost a division game, that to the Redskins at home, can ill afford another divisional loss at home going into their bye week. Cowboys looking to get back even on the year at 3-3. 1st down at the 10-yard line for Dallas. Aikman with some play action and dumps it off to Emmitt Smith, and Smith gets it out to the 14.
I want you to watch that win right inside, and this is what they're going to call. You're allowed to hold up, hold up, hold up. He was fine until that point. Right there, he pulled him down. And Ron Dixon on the other side, he is the wide man. Very nicely done. Now, he sees that there's a fair catch. Once you see a fair catch, don't worry about the receiver. You have to establish the goal line. The receiver can't do anything to you, so you get to the backside and try to play the ball.
2nd down and 6. Rocket Ismail going in motion, and Aikman on the slant was going for Ismail, and he was covered by Emmanuel McDaniel. And the reason why he's in once again, Jason Sehorn on the first play interception off of Troy Aikman suffered an injured clavicle, and there'll be more reports during the week, but he is on the sidelines all wrapped up after x-ray.
Emmanuel McDaniel is jumping that slant, and when that happens, you can expect the slant to go, because if he's going to start anticipating that bad, you let him take it, you bait him, you fake it for pump, and then you're up the field.
3rd down and 6. 3 wide receivers. Jackie Harris, the tight end, and there's the slant, and it's intercepted. Dave Thomas read it perfectly.
And Dave Thomas is down.
And he is hurt. And that is the other Giants starting cornerback. And
watch this receiver dig.
And
it's
another
his fault.
Cowboy is shaken up as well.
Yeah. See the slip, and he didn't run through. That's not on Aikman. That's on the receiver.
McKnight was the intended receiver. Thomas with the interception. He was shaken up, and he is running off the field on his own power.
Well, Dave Thomas does an excellent job of just staying up high, but the ball, because he slipped, Thomas ran the route, and heck, it was a slant and go the other way. He took the slant and he went.
The skyline of New York City. We are in New Jersey as the Giants and Cowboys in a scoreless game. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Giants trying to capitalize on a turnover. They've had 2 opportunities prior to this one and have not cashed in. And here's the handoff to Ron Dayne. Ron Dayne with a nifty move to the outside and goes out of bounds after picking up a 1st down right around the 10-yard line. Chased there by Darren Hambrick.
I want to watch. I want you to see. This is the in sync on the interception. Timing. 1, 2, 3 balls thrown. The timing was disrupted over here because McKnight slipped, and it screwed up the whole timing. That ball's coming out as soon as he's done. I want you to watch Jesse Armstead at the end. Always take care of the receiver because he can make the tackle. Armstead does an excellent job of seeing him, lining him up, knocking him down.
1st and goal at the 10. Dayne with blocking in front. And a good play by Ryan McNeil as he knocks him out of bounds after a gain of only 1. So McKnight, by the way, ran off on his own power. As you look at Dayne's numbers, 32 yards coming on 1 play. And his high this year, 78 yards. So Ron Dayne getting his chance. Carried only 20 times in the last 3 games. But Troy Aikman struggling this year. Only 1 touchdown pass and 7 picks. 2nd and goal at the 9. Juravicius lines up to the right. And here is Dayne up the middle. And he gets to the 7-yard line.
That wind is coming up hobbling a little bit. Greg Camella had a block on him right in the hole. Remember, he's been banged up a little. Baron Worthen has been taking his spot at times. They ran an ISO right at an isolation right inside, and Camella went low on him. Watch Camella right there, number 34. That win is right here. When you see this hole open, you have to attack it. He tried to jump over.
3rd and goal at the 7-yard line. Out of the shotgun. In a scoreless game. Kerry Collins pass. Touchdown. Nope. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And Hilliard thought he was over.
Good catch. That was a really good catch by Hilliard. And excellent coverage. Geisel Reese was right there on top of him. The ball was thrown back inside, and it's where the ball is when you come down, not where your body is when you come down. Watch, the ball's thrown low and outside, which is a good place to put it. There's the step. It's where the ball is. It's where the ball is and not his feet. And that's the important thing. Reese has nice coverage. See, his feet are in the end zone and the ball is out in front.
It was skirting the line, but the official was right there.
Official was right on top of it.
The Giants are going to appeal. They'll challenge this one.
We're looking at it. We're going to look at it. Let me ask you. Yeah.
Giants already have had 1 challenge rejected and lost a timeout.
He's an Ofer.
0 for 6 in the last 2 years.
Jim Ofer. Watch it right up here. Okay? It's where the ball is, not the body. It appeared that the feet, and you can see the officials right there, right down the line, looking directly down the line. Here's the feet. The feet are right on the line, basically. Well, that's a tough call. But you'd have to have faith in the official because his position is to be right down the line and look. Boy, that's awful close.
Yeah, I think only if you had a camera right on the line looking across would you know for sure.
The only thing is, and you're looking from the back part, and there's the official walking in, and he's looking directly at it. I'd feel the same way as Ike Hilliard.
Well, it would be 4th and goal, inches away from the end zone if the call is not overturned. Ike Hilliard, who like Amani Toomer have had problems holding on to passes in recent weeks. There's Sean Payton on the headset. He is the offensive coordinator calling the plays.
That was a pretty good throw, Dayne. That ball was thrown the only place it could be. Low and outside. Give your receiver a chance to make the catch. If he can't catch it, then it's an incompletion. But there's no place for the defender to come up with an interception.
At first, the official appeared that he was going to raise his hands, and then he crossed them over his head. But he was right on the line.
One of the brethren. One of my guys.
You have become so chummy with all of the officials ever since you worked as an umpire in a preseason game.
See where the field judge is? Right here. See, he's right on the line. He's looking directly right down that line. And that's his job. And he's in perfect position. Here comes the other official, comes up, and he's looking for the sideline. So in his estimation, as he was looking directly on it, see where the feet are. The feet are across the line. You'd have to determine where, like, well, for here it's hard because the hips, were they over the line, were they not over the line?
But the official had the best view.
Yeah,
he was right there.
And keep in mind, indisputable visual evidence.
After review, the time limit expired. The ruling on the field stands.
Doesn't matter how it's done. Jim Fossil is 0 for 7 now. So it'll be 4th and goal.
And also loses another timeout.
That's right. They have 1 remaining with 6:48 to go. And a tough one because now it is 4th and goal. And the Giants going for it here in a scoreless game. Jim Fossil looks disgusted. He probably thinks the system isn't worth it, although we have seen that it does.
Well, and you know, the one thing that he said there was the time limit expired. Really, I don't think that's a factor.
I don't remember that being called to you. The time limit expired.
And it's not really going to matter because it had to be indisputable, and it wasn't. The guy who had the best seat in the house was that official who was properly positioned to look down.
So it'll be 4th and goal. Ron Dayne is in there. That's what the Giants need to get into the end zone.
That looks a lot further than where the ball is when he caught it, doesn't it?
Looked like about 6 inches, and that's more than 6 inches. That may be a foot and a half. So it's 4th down. Scoreless game. Giants with only 1 timeout remaining, using 2 and losing a couple of challenges. 3 tight ends, Cross, Mitchell, and Campbell, and Ron Dayne is the back. And on the bootleg, the pass wide open, touchdown to Pete Mitchell.
That's one of the toughest goal line plays in football is play action right at you. Because the run action, as it comes towards you as a defender, you have to make a decision. What are you going to do? Try to stop the run or hang on your route? If you hang on your route and he hands the ball off, you're dead. Conversely, if you step forward and Mitchell's running clean, you're also dead.
Mitchell has been injury prone since the start of the year, but was wide open as Kerry Collins found him, and Brad Deloiso for the extra point. The kick is good. And finally, we have a break of the stalemate as the Giants get a touchdown with 6:42 remaining in the first half, as the Giants finally capitalize on a Cowboy turnover. Taking the lead over the Cowboys 7-0 with 6:42 to go in the first half, and the Giants 22-5 when they score first under head coach Jim Fossil. The other way, 19-1 when the opposition gets on the board initially. So there's Troy Aikman getting ready to go back to work as Brad Deloiso prepares to kick off for the Giants. Jason Tucker and Chris Aikens are back deep for the Cowboys, and it's Tucker on the return. And a good return out to the 37-yard line, where Omar Stoutmire, a former Cowboy himself, makes the tackle.
3 tight ends, 1, 2, 3. And so you counter, and then you motion him over. Watch that win. He takes a step over. That means Bowden down below probably has the coverage on Mitchell. The play action pulled him in completely. Lost his coverage, goes to the back of the end zone, and it's 6.
Best starting field position of the day for the Cowboys, their own 37. The handoff is to Emmitt Smith, driving forward and getting about 5 on the play. Now in its 13th year of providing aerial television coverage of sporting events, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 brings you aerial shots of today's game between the Cowboys and the Giants. Giants going into their bye week after this one. Tied for first at 4-2. Pete Mitchell with the red hat on, catching his first touchdown pass of the season. 2nd and 5. Here's Warren, and Warren's going to be tackled from behind. Mike Barrow returning to action after suffering the pinched nerve and did not play against the Falcons, and gets Warren for a loss of 3.
That was a good job by Barrow, because if he doesn't, they're going to get the edge with Larry Allen in front of him. See, he sees it and he shoots it back inside, and that's on Solomon Page to come off of his block and bump him. That's called taking the back door. Michael Barrow took the back door and ran back underneath it, took a chance, and it paid off. Generally, they don't work.
3rd down and 8 from the Cowboy 39. And movement in the interior line. See if Larry Allen was involved. It was his area. Once again, minor skirmishes between the teams.
Prior to the snap, false start, 73 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So a 5-yard penalty. Remember, the Cowboys had a 2nd down and 5, and now it'll be 3rd down and 13 following the Giants defensive play and the penalty. And the Cowboys struggling offensively. Troy Aikman throwing 3 interceptions. And one time they lost the ball on downs.
They're only rushing 3. That means they have 8. They'll be in the zone.
3rd down and 13. And Aikman gets hit as he fires away. Michael Strahan gets behind him. They have protected Aikman pretty well today, but Strahan got to him, and that will bring up 4th down.
In a 3-man rush, you can see him 1, 2, 3. Watch Strahan on the top side work against Eric Williams. Well, you know what he did? He took Eric Williams. Eric Williams tried to headbutt him, and he anticipated it well and let him do it, and he slipped it just a tad. Eric Williams gets off bounce, then he can get to the edge.
So 4th down, and Micah Noor, who is the leading punter in the NFC, will be kicking to Tiki Barber. This is the first punt of the game by the Cowboys, and a high snap, and a flag goes down. Here is Barber, and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line by Dexter Coakley, but a penalty flag down at about the 30-yard line.
A lot of flags today, and that gets you, there's no flow. This will go against Dallas Cowboys.
Ineligible man downfield on the kicking team, number 52. Penalties declined. 1st down.
Well, it was Dexter Coakley who made the stop on Barber out of bounds.
See the headbutt right there, nicely done. He slips him to the side, and it's just pure power to the edge that forces this play.
Troy Aikman knocked out in the season opener with a concussion, sat out the next 2 games, started against the 49ers in a loss. On the sidelines watching the defense go to work. 1st and 10 at the 34. 7-0 Giants. Ron Dayne on a play fake, and Collins zips it. Nearly intercepted and should have been. It was in and out of the hands of George Teague on the pass intended for Amani Toomer.
Nick, but it should have been was a completion. Watch Amani Toomer. Ball's delivered maybe a tad behind him, but Toomer's got to make this catch. That's a tough one. He's going down, and then Teague, like you said, right in his hands and out. So that ball was an equal opportunity ball. There's one. Looked like Toomer just started to fall, didn't it?
Yes. Got tripped up, so 2nd and 10. Barber on the pitch, and its play is blown dead with another penalty. And this will go against the Giants, a false start.
Cowboys have no pass rush.
Prior to the snap, false start, 88 offense.
And that's why
5-yard penalty.
only 7 sacks
Remains
coming into
down.
this game. So you're absolutely right. Want to remind you the second half of our Fox doubleheader coming up later today in an NFC East battle. The Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco and Green Bay, and you viewers in New York will be able to see the 49ers and the Packers duel coming up next in the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader.
There's going to be a lot of points scored in that game.
2nd down and 15. And again, the play is blown dead. So twice in a row, the Giants are guilty of false starts.
After the snap, false start, 81 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
And that was Amani Toomer who comes out of the game. Toomer's been having his problems with drop passes and then with offensive pass interference last week against the Atlanta Falcons after having the best years a Giant receiver has had in many seasons last campaign.
I think Amani Toomer has to fight through confidence problems. I think he kind of gets down on himself a little bit. And I think he just has to stay positive.
Second down and 20. The pitch goes to Tiki Barber, trying to cut up and cannot, as Darren Woodson forces the play from strong safety, and the Giants will face third and very long following the pickup of 3.
And back to this Dallas Cowboy defense. There's one thing to get a pass rush. There's another thing to have a pass rusher. And I don't think they have a legitimate pass rusher. And when you don't have that guy, you have to try to manufacture it. And that's when you see a lot of zone blitzes and scheme and trying to get people free. And they don't have that particular guy, so you have to go to more scheme.
And missing Ebenezer Ekubon out with the dislocated toe. Once again, third down and 17 on a designed rollout. Kerry Collins trying to dodge trouble, and he's going for Amani Toomer, and the pass is short. And not only that, there are 3 Cowboys covering downfield, including Felipe Sparks.
That was a pretty good job of getting pressure up inside, because they brought Howard Cross back inside, and what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to keep him, defensive end, the Pepe Zellner, from getting outside. Well, he jumps back underneath, and because he jumps back underneath, he forces his throw early, because Toomer looked like he had a step on that safety.
Fourth down, Brad Maynard will punt. Wayne McGarity, chance to return at the 23-yard line. McGarity steps out of bounds. He was chased out by Lyle West, and they'll mark it out of bounds at the 40. But a rough day for Troy Aikman.
Well, it hasn't been early. Easy, rather. The first one was just underthrown. He had time. Second one, he had time. He just never saw Sean Williams sitting inside. Then the third one was just a matter of the receiver and the timing route. So I think the first one was on him. Actually, the first one hung us. That was on him. The second one, he never saw him, so that was on him. The third one wasn't on him.
And the first interception by Jason Sehorn, who injured his clavicle and had to leave the game. And they'll examine him more during the year. The backup to Troy Aikman is Randall Cunningham, who's had 2 fine games.
Who's his backup?
Emmitt Smith.
Got it.
First down at the 40-yard line to Emmitt Smith, the runner, and that's true. If the Cowboys need an emergency quarterback, it would be Emmitt Smith, and Dave Campo telling us yesterday that he's just going to line up and take a direct snap and run with the ball, so we may have a return to single wing football after all.
We just might. He better hope that he doesn't see Michael Barrow playing when he's a quarterback the way he was playing right there as a running back, because Barrow read it perfectly. Took and shot the gap, took on the block, got off it, and made the tackle.
Damon Hodge, an undrafted rookie from Alabama State, number 16, is in wide receiver for the Cowboys on 2nd and 11. And the pass is caught by Hodge on a comebacker and out of bounds into Giant territory for a first down. So Damon Hodge in a gain of 15 yards.
Just watching Damon Hodge come in the football game, but I was watching him work with Randall Cunningham for about a full hour before the game. And Cunningham was giving Hodge just a lesson in how to run routes and how a quarterback is looking at that route. And Hodge was very attentive. He was a good student. Randall Cunningham being the tutor.
First NFL reception for Damon Hodge. Cowboys at Giant territory. Play action. And there is the pass to Thomas out of the backfield, and the fullback getting to the 40, and a late flag coming from behind the line of scrimmage. Barrow on the stop, a gain of 6 yards. And this has been, without question, a penalty-filled first half with 2:27 left.
Yeah, so there's no flow to it. And as a player, there's not the right feel to the game. And sometimes you get out of sync when there's a lot of flags. Cowboys Cowboys have beaten them. This is going to be another penalty against the Cowboys, and they're beating themselves.
After the ball was out of bounds, unnecessary roughness, 76, offense. Penalized in the dead ball spot. The down counts. Second down.
A big one going against the Cowboys, Flozell Adams, and so instead of the ball being in Giant territory, it goes back to the 45 of the Cowboys.
You can see 76 right there working on Christian Peter. Something with, he just pushed him from behind. You got to keep your poise, and you have to play smart. I mean, you can't do that. It's uncalled for.
Those penalties will kill you. You talk about the stop and start because of the flags. Here is Thomas again. And Thomas gets back into Giant territory to about the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be third down and about 10 yards as we wind down to the 2-minute warning here at Giant Stadium. It has been a defensive battle. 3 turnovers by the Cowboys. The Giants capitalizing on one of them, thus a 7-0 lead. Beating the Redskins and the Panthers away from home. And Emmitt Smith on the sidelines. Chris Warren is in the game on 3rd and 10. 2-minute warning. Aikman stepping up. Flag down. The pass is caught. And still on his feet is Damon Hodge. And the play was blown dead. Down by contact was Hodge at the 42-yard line. But guess what? There's another penalty.
Hodge may have had the first down, but his second effort may have a little bit close. It looked like he lost yardage when he tried to get make more yardage.
Hodge, an undrafted rookie from Alabama State, with his first NFL catches today. And they're going to measure. There is a flag down on the field at the, there it is.
Yeah, what they do is they measure to see if it's a first down without the flag or not.
But you're right, Matt. He did lose yardage after
like
the catch. He was about 3 yards past the sticks. And they're short by the length of a football.
You don't have all the links in that chain, too. See that?
The result of the play is short of the first down, so the penalty will be accepted. Illegal contact, 41 defense, a 5-yard penalty, and a first down.
So after all of that, it is a first down for the Cowboys as they accept the penalty on Dave Thomas.
There's Dave Thomas, but what I think what they're is Jesse Armstead is the guy who got it. Dave Thomas was over the top of him. Jesse Armstead's the one who got the hit on the receiver past the 5-yard mark.
So the Cowboys with a first down at the Giant 41. 9 penalties already in this game. Dallas Steelers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Emmitt Smith back in there. Play action, pressure on Aikman. He gets the pass off, however, to Robert Thomas, but to no avail. No gain on the play, and it was Ryan Phillips who came with the pressure that time. And the timeout is called by the Cowboys. Their first. The Giants playing without their top cornerback, Jason Sehorn, on the first offensive play of the game, intercepting this pass. And he suffered an injury to his clavicle, had it taped up, and on the sidelines the rest of the game. And now he doesn't have the tape, but the Giants do not have number 31 out there.
Yeah, but I think Emmanuel McDaniel's been playing pretty good, especially on the slant game. He's been playing them very well. And I would expect at one point in this game, though, they're going to try to take that aggressiveness, his aggressiveness, and use it against him with the slant and go. Because aggressiveness is one of the things this Giant defense has done. Keep in mind, Jesse Armstead just had a penalty called on.
It won't stop him.
No, you don't. You know, the old rule is once you get one called on you, make sure the next play you can get away with it because they're not going to throw 2 on you. Now, I don't know how sound that was, but it worked for me for a lot of years.
Thanks for your secrets years after you hung them up.
Don't tell anybody.
2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line. Again, Aikman going to the air. Flag is down. Aikman loses it, and they're going to mark it down. It was Keith Hamilton who suffered a hyperextended knee last week against Atlanta.
He's got an excellent push coming inside. Is Hamilton. Strahan also to the outside is playing really well. But this is on coverage. This is on cover. Oh boy, Stepnoski. Ugh, that looked bad. Watch Strahan work. He's got Eric Williams down. He's taking the headbutt and using it against him. He gets him overextended. Watch. Look at Stepnoski at the end. Oh, that hurts even from here.
And the penalty will go against the Giants. Illegal use of the hands. And so with all of the solid pass rushing by the Giant defense.
Watch Keith Hamilton working inside. He's going to get his hand right in Stepnoski's face, and that's what they're going to call.
And they call Hamilton, so it'll be first down for the Cowboys.
Good push by Keith Hamilton, too.
And they're at the 36 of the Giants with 1:35 to go and still 2 more timeouts remaining for Dallas. Again, they hand it off to Emmitt Smith. Smith gets about 3 yards on the play. And now Armstead and Flozell Adams were going at it. We have had a number of these kinds of skirmishes throughout this first half. Clock kicking, getting close to a minute remaining in this first half. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Cowboys, who trail the Giants 7-0. A shutout. Rocket Ismail has yet to catch a pass today. See if Aikman looks his way. And he'll be sacked. And it was Emmanuel McDaniel who came up from the secondary. Hamilton penetrated as well. And a loss of 10 yards, knocking the Cowboys out of field goal range.
Timeout.
This is the slowest developing
Their second team timeout.
blitz.
A 30-second
Aikman's looking
timeout.
at that side. He feels it. He knows, but the problem is there's no place to go down to that left side. They matched it up outside. Look at his eyes. He sees, he's looking down the field. There's nothing there. Now he sees, he feels that coming to his left. And it took a long time to get there. That was just all coverage. Looking back underneath. Garrity, nothing there. And that's short. There's nothing to do. Looking down the field a little deeper. Again, nothing there. That was the first look. He was trying to get to the top side, but it didn't happen. Then he came back to the left. Just wasn't there.
Well, coming into the game, Dave Campbell said my main concern is the defense, but the Cowboy offense with 3 interceptions thrown by Aikman not being able to mount anything even when they approach the Giants red zone. Total yards are even.
It's pretty good defense, but I think we got 2 very average offenses.
3rd down and 17. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. Aikman gets good protection going for Hodge, and it is picked off by Reggie Stevens in the end zone.
Dick, that's the 4th interception for Troy Aikman, and the 2nd one, which is attributed to lack of oomph on the ball. That one hung just a tad because Hodge had him beat. Hodge clearly had him beat. They came with a blitz. He got matched up on Stevens. He's running past him. Look at this. Now watch. Watch, he has to slow up. The ball was underthrown.
It's an interception in the end zone. 2nd foot touchdown in the end zone. Touchback.
The ball needed to be thrown out here, this way, over the top. Didn't have enough on it, and Stevens is able to make the catch.
So that is the 4th interception by the Giants today, and they'll take the ball out at the 20-yard line with 39 seconds to go. 2nd time in his career that he has thrown 4 interceptions in the game, the last time against the Packers on Christmas Eve in the '89 season. Ron Dayne is the running back, gets the call. Up the middle goes Dayne as he slams into the Cowboys secondary and gets 9 yards on the play.
Keep in mind, as you're looking at the 30 seconds left in the half, they've used up 2 timeouts with challenges. So those are ones that you don't have to use, and that hurts.
And they're going to let the time run out, and if you're the Cowboys, you've got to be concerned not so much with your defense but the way the offenses work. Troy Aikman with 4 interceptions. Meanwhile, the Giants And we'll take a 7-0 lead into the dressing room. And that is the end of the first half. The score, the Giants 7, the Cowboys nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.